Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to do something super exciting. We are unpacking the actual blueprints that make artificial intelligence systems think, plan, and act in the real world. If you've ever wondered how AI is evolving from, just a simple chatbot into a full-on digital worker, one that can browse the web and handle really complex tasks, well, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to decode the fascinating world of AI agent architectures together.
Okay, let's dive into this. How exactly does an AI go from just spitting out text to actually doing stuff? Because we're witnessing a massive shift right now. We're moving away from those basic conversational models that just answer prompts, and we're heading straight toward dynamic, tool-using digital workers that operate completely autonomously. It's a real game changer. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by meeting the AI agent, then break down the simple agent loop, and explore the core architectures. After that, we'll compare planning versus reactive models, check out multi-agent systems and memory, and finally, wrap up with some common pitfalls and real-world applications.
All right, Section 1. Meet the AI agent. We're moving way beyond simple text. Think about your standard, everyday language model. You give it a prompt, and it responds based purely on its training data, right? It's reactive. It's kind of boxed in. But an AI agent, that is a totally different story. The key difference here is autonomy and the ability to use external tools. An agent doesn't just sit there and guess, it's proactive. It actually breaks down complex problems into manageable steps, reaches out to tools like web browsers or calculators, and iterates until the problem is actually solved. And this brilliantly illustrates that exact difference. Let's say you ask for Apple's 2023 revenue. An older language model, it might just guess, or even hallucinate an answer based on outdated training data. But an agent will realize, hey, I need current facts. It'll actively search the web, parse through the latest financial reports, pull out the correct data, and hand you the facts. It's literally the difference between asking someone who read a textbook 5 years ago versus asking an assistant who will go look it up for you right now.
Moving on to Section 2, the simple agent loop. This is the engine of autonomy.
Okay, so every single autonomous agent operates on this core 4-step loop. First stop is perceive. The agent reads your instruction and gathers context. Second, reason. It actually thinks through its options and decides what to do next. Third, act. It pulls the trigger and executes an action like calling a web search tool. And fourth, feedback. It evaluates the result, so let's say you ask it to book a flight from New York to London for under $500. It perceives that goal, reasons it needs to search an airline database, acts by running that search, and then looks at the feedback. Are those flights actually under budget? If not, the loop just repeats until it nails the goal. Section 3, core architectures, specifically React and chain of thought. Let's zoom in on how these agents actually think. First up is React, which stands for reasoning plus acting. This is a massively influential design pattern right now. The whole idea is that the agent explicitly explains its thinking out loud before it takes any action at all. By forcing the AI to basically generate a text explanation of its plan before pulling the trigger on a tool, it significantly improves decision-making and drastically reduces mistakes. And here's what that internal monologue actually looks like in practice. If you ask an agent to compare the weather in Tokyo and New York, it'll literally output, I need to get the weather for 2 cities. I'll search for Tokyo weather first. So it reasons, then it acts by using a weather API for Tokyo. Then it reasons again. Now I need New York's weather. And it acts again. This back and forth alternating pattern between internal reasoning and external action, that's what makes the React framework so incredibly reliable. Then we have chain of thought, or COT for short. While React is all about alternating between thinking and acting, chain of thought is about connecting multiple internal reasoning steps in a logical chain before ever arriving at an answer. It's exactly like when your middle school math teacher forced you to show your work. If you ask an agent how far a train travels at 60 miles per hour over 3 hours, instead of just blurting out 180, chain of thought forces it to explicitly say, speed equals distance over time, therefore 60 times 3 equals 180. So the crucial point is understanding the difference between the two. React is all about alternating between internal reasoning and external tool use. Think, act, think, act. Chain of thought, on the other hand, is entirely focused on breaking down the internal reasoning process itself into logical, step-by-step pieces. Actually, the most advanced systems out there right now, they usually combine both of these patterns to get the absolute best of both worlds.
Section 4, planning versus reactive agents. It's all about choosing the right philosophy for the job.
Honestly, this is best understood through a chess analogy. On one side, you've got reactive agents. These guys are incredibly fast and built for immediate real-time responses. They're your speed chess players, making the absolute best immediate move based on what's right in front of them. On the flip side, we have planning agents. These models take a beat. They create a full, comprehensive plan before taking a single step. They're the grandmasters looking 5 moves ahead, which makes them absolutely perfect for complex, multi-step problems, like, say, researching and writing a massive market report.
All right, Section 5, multi-agent systems and memory. This is where we really scale things up.
Picture a whole team of specialists. You don't just have one AI trying to juggle everything. Instead, you have a researcher agent dedicated solely to gathering data. It hands that data off to an analyst agent that derives the insights. Then those insights go to a writer agent to structure the narrative. And finally, an editor agent reviews the quality. Frameworks like Microsoft's AutoGen or Crew AI are running with this exact team-based approach right now. By splitting up workloads among specialized agents, they handle a level of complexity that a single agent just couldn't pull off.
But here's the catch. For a team or even a single agent to actually be effective, it needs memory. Otherwise, it's just going to repeat the same mistakes over and over. There are 3 types of memory at play. You've got short-term memory, which holds the current context of the specific task at hand. Then there's long-term memory, usually powered by vector databases, which stores broader facts, like remembering if a certain search tool is kind of flaky. And finally, episodic memory. This allows the agent to recall specific past events, so it might remember a highly successful formatting template it used last month and just apply it again today.
And finally, Section 6, pitfalls and practical applications. Let's look at the reality of deploying these things.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the specific traps developers have to engineer their way out of. Without the right constraints, an agent might confidently hallucinate a completely fake phone number if it doesn't have a web search tool to double-check it. Or there's the dreaded infinite loop. It might just repeat the same failed action endlessly unless you code in hard attempt limits. We also see what's called context explosion. That's when an agent's short-term memory gets so stuffed with data that the AI literally loses the plot, which means we have to build in summarization tools just to keep the agent focused. But, when these are engineered correctly, the results are absolutely incredible. These are not just hypothetical concepts. They are production-ready blueprints being used right now. For customer support, companies are deploying React agents for high-speed, real-time help. In code generation, tools like GitHub Copilot are using React patterns to reason through and write code. For deep research, planning and chain of thought are crucial for synthesizing massive reports. And in the crazy, high-stakes world of autonomous trading, we're seeing multi-agent systems working together to analyze the market and execute complex trades.
So we have clearly moved far beyond simple text generation. We're now dealing with systems that perceive, reason, act, collaborate, and remember. And as these blueprints, from the simple loops to these massive multi-agent teams, continue to evolve, they are going to take on more and more of the complex, multi-step problems we tackle every day. So I want to leave you with this thought. As these digital workers get smarter and more autonomous, how will AI agents reshape your own daily workflow? Think about it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep exploring.